Well, welcoming now to the Morning Update Show, Dammiel Cruz. How are you?
I'm good, man. It's a blessing to be here. Finally talk about everything I've done for the past month. So.
Yeah, no, man, good stuff, man. Well,
hi, Dammiel. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'll let you lead off here, Trey.
Yeah, I mean, just listening to Cece, it's clear that there's a real importance involved in the Nutcracker for any ballet dancer. And so I just want to start off by asking you specifically, how has your experience evolved and maybe your history and connection to this amazing performance that is the Nutcracker, that's such a staple for a lot of our ballet companies out there throughout the U.S.?
Yeah, definitely. I actually started training at the same school as Cece in New York, and I was in the production for New York City Ballet for maybe like 2 years as a kid, and then I started again when I was a lot older when I joined the company. So definitely being a kid and then looking up to all those dancers and then being one of those dancers now has definitely been one of the most fulfilling things in my career. So I'll definitely say that's how it's been pretty much so far.
What inspired you? I mean, this isn't so. First of all, we got a wide there. Can we stand up?
Sure.
Hey, I mean, because when you think ballet, I mean, usually a lot of perception is small guys. Mm-hmm. You know, a smaller frame.
Yeah.
Big.
I'm a big dude. Yes, sir.
like what? I mean, what was the catalyst? Because it's not, and we want to talk a little bit more too about like the training, the hard work. You know, we were talking about the Nutcracker the other day, and I was like, these ballet dancers are strong. By the way, very strong. Some of the stuff that happens, maybe you can tell our audience, one, what really drove that commitment to you, because this is a very committed thing to be in a ballet. And so what's the average day like as far as working outside of the performance?
Right. Well, the average day, I'd say, starts at like 9 a.m. when we have class, which prepares us for the day, gets our body warm, gets our body moving in the right direction. And then we'll have a rehearsal day, possibly from like 12 to 6. You know, that's the longest it could be. Sometimes it's shorter than that. And then we'll have a performance at night, which is going to be this week coming up for us pretty much, because we're going to start rehearsing Romeo and Juliet coming up this week. So that's definitely what it's been like. But when it comes to commitment, I'd say, like, if you don't love it, you can't do it, because of the amount of work that it takes to actually become a professional. You know, when it comes to the training itself and then the cross training you need to do for the strength that's required, you know, especially for somebody like me, like I'm a partner, like I throw CC around for a living pretty much these last 6 weeks, you know, so I got to be able to support her as much as I can, you know. So I definitely say weightlifting is huge. Keeping your stamina up, whether it's on a treadmill or whatever, that's a big thing too. But definitely keeping your body ready, you know, whatever it takes.
Yeah, it's like ballet is, man, that's like you're an athlete.
You know, man, I am a professional athlete, you know.
But my ballet days might be behind me, Daniel. Trey Holiday?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I really, want to ask some questions, or a question really around the difference between kind of theater and ballet. You know, when we think about theater, an actor or an actress, they have to go out and audition for every single role that they are casted in for any type of play. But with a dance company like Northwest Ballet, Pacific Ballet, really, you guys are doing, like you said, you're about to now get prepared for Romeo and Juliet. Tell us a little bit about how the world of a dancer is really activated in a dance company, and how you guys then have to put on really specific productions. How does that work in terms of contract? Is it something that you guys get every year? Tell us a little bit about that background.
Yeah, so pretty much how it works is that hopefully if everything goes swimmingly, you know, you get renewed for a contract the next season. But pretty much how it works is that your artistic director, our boss, who's Peter Bull, he knows what you're capable of, what your skills are as a dancer, you know, and from that, he's able to cast you in certain things. So I'd say that's pretty much where the drive is. We don't necessarily audition for certain parts. There are situations like that where a stager will come in and he'll look at a room full of all of us, and then we'll just do the material the best that we can, and then they choose from there who they want to be in the production. But for the most part, our boss pretty much knows what we're capable of, and then puts us in those roles according to that. So,
how competitive is it at this level? And I only say that because anybody who's had a kid in ballet, they know at like 6 years old, man, it's competitive out there. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I mean, and a lot of times for different communities, that's where things start to fall off.
Right.
Because, you know, if certain people have resources, extra training, dancing, and this and that. How competitive is it?
I'm going to be transparent with you. It can get kind of competitive. That's just naturally a part of anything, when you're an athlete, a dancer, playing sports, whatever it is, But I would say that like the main drive has to be how much you actually love it, because otherwise you're not going to want to wake up every day and do it. It's like to maintain that healthy lifestyle with what you're doing. I'd say keeping the competition a little bit on the side, although it is a part of it, is important. So,
Wow. Yeah. What's the best part? I'm sorry, Trey, but what's the best part of being there at the Pacific Northwest Ballet? And is there anything that makes the Pacific Northwest Ballet maybe unique from other dance companies?
Yeah, I would say at P&B, we are a very inclusive environment who just accepts, good dancing and anyone of all backgrounds, like we're very accepting of everyone. And that's what I'd say. I felt very welcomed ever since I've been here. So that's pretty much the stronghold of what's like pushing, Yeah.
Trey?
Yeah, I mean, what you're talking about really gives me so much inspiration. I think it's important for young men out there to understand now the importance of how they can see themselves as a dancer. How much of your work, kind of what I was asking Cece, do you get inspired by young men being able to look up to you, seeing you do it, you become the thing when they do work so hard from such a young age? Now are you able to kind of get that inspiration back out to the younger dancer community? How do you build relationship with them?
Yeah, definitely. For me specifically, I'm also a teacher at Pacific Northwest Ballet School. So my whole goal in life is to just give back to the younger generation of students. It's my main thing. And just like to see somebody younger loving ballet the way that I did, it's one of the most fulfilling feelings I've ever felt. So that's definitely where my root of it is. So.
Man, this is good stuff. Like I said, I'm
look at how they give back. I just got to say, all of these amazing performers that we've been able to interview thus far really have that at their core, where everything they're doing is not just about for them, but it also is about ways that they're able to inspire others and, really expand it out. So I just love hearing that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
I think that for me, I think one of the best things is that these barriers that sometimes have been very real and are sometimes, imagined, but either way, like this is really dope. And I just want to tell you that this is really dope. This is real special because I'll be honest with you, when Converge ran over there 4 years ago, I don't think, and not out of maliciousness or not out of anything, I don't think that if we were like, hey, we want to do this or we'll do a show or this, I don't know if it would have came together like that. And this is why this is a big deal to be like, I flew all night to make sure we were here.
Make sure you're on time.
I just landed at 8 o'clock this morning. We flew all night because this is a big deal. And when people like yourselves and the Pacific Northwest Ballet are intentional in your efforts of saying, hey, Omari, man, how can we get more people from the Central District? How can we get more people from the South and the Seattle? How can we reinforce our message across the city for the existing audience? It's the intentionality of it. And man, that makes a big difference. And also the conversations with Leah, it isn't one of those ploys. And we've been following the PNB. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been to any ballets, but we've been following for a while, even well before we ever came into communication. It's like, oh, look at these guys. And when you talked about this is a diverse group, who's always uplifting the different cast members and everything else. And because, Converge, we stay away from the ploys. A lot of people come with the, you know what I'm saying? Well, let's see if we can get on Converge. They give us some DEI points or something like that. I'm here to say that this is a sincere group, a sincere company, and sincere effort. And I want to thank you guys for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure, man. Definitely the point that you hit right there is the fact that anybody of any background is always going to be included. And that's why representation is so important. Being able to see somebody that looks like you on stage, to want to go to the ballet, want to go take a class. And then from there, you never know what it can grow into. So.
Fantastic. Look, I'm going to give you another opportunity right here for the people. Yep. There you go. We're going to look right into that camera right now. Man, why should people, especially in our neighborhood, come down and check out the Nutcracker?
I think it's a spectacular little performance that we put together. It's a great opportunity to make a nice little evening with your family. Like Cece said, you can go to dinner before, drinks before or after, make a whole thing out of it, yeah, and it's just a great experience. It can really make a memory that you can keep with your family for a long while going forward. So.
All right, good stuff. Dammiel Cruz, also known as Cavalier.
Yes.
From the Nutcracker. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to sit and talk with you guys. So.
All right, we're going to take a quick